Hey, welcome to Money Club Mondays. It's October 24th and we are back. So last weekend, we had the official worldwide launch of the Private Money Club, the new completely redesigned and reimagined platform, which consists of a new website as well as an app that right now is available on the iPhone, on the iOS marketplace. And then we're working on getting it to the Android marketplace as well very, very soon, as well as getting the app up and going. So welcome back. Glad to be here. The launch was awesome. Hopefully all of you guys were either there in person. I see a lot of names on here of people that were there, or if not, I know a lot of you guys were watching online and commenting and having a good time with us. And it really was a lot of fun out there in Sundance, Utah. And the place was beautiful. Chris knocked it out of the park with his presentation and his what he gave there, introducing the Private Money Club PMC to the world. And we're super excited about what this is going to look like moving forward and how this is going to change the way that people look at controlling their money and investing and lending and everything, all things real estate that we're doing. So right now, so what we're going to do today is we have a bunch of new members that are in Private Money Club. And we've had a lot, like thousands of people that have joined as like free members just to check it out. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to do a walkthrough, just a basic walkthrough of some of the new platform. Just point out some different ways that if you're new to the site or looking to fully maximize your membership, things that I would recommend, kind of best practices, as soon as you log in, things that you can do, stuff like that. We'll just walk through the different sections. And then we've also had some tech issues over the last week or so. So I just wanted to kind of go over some of the things that we know are kind of problematic right now and stuff that's in the background happening that we're actively fixing every single day, every single hour right now. There's new things being updated and fixed by our tech team. So just wanted to walk through some of that stuff and then get your feedback. So I wanted to kind of hear what your thoughts are on the new platform, the new website. What are things that you would like to see done that we can work on? Maybe it's stuff that we're already implementing and things like that. So we're going to talk through the website today since I haven't done that in a long time. But before we get there, what Money Club Mondays is Money Club Mondays is a place to highlight Private Money Club members and do education, do training, do best practices, things like that. And what we do is we record these Money Club Mondays and we put them onto the Money School TV YouTube channel so you can walk into a little playlist. So that way you can go back and watch the recordings and get yourself educated and learn about new members and previous deals and things of that nature. And so today, what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to do a walkthrough. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I do want to get your feedback. But we do have one of our Money Club members, or Private Money Club members on right now, a good friend of mine, Noah Harris. And Noah does a lot of borrowing. And maybe Noah, maybe you're doing some lending too. I don't know, I'll have to ask you. But Noah does a lot of borrowing. He's from South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. And he and his wife, Christy, are very active real estate investors. They do a lot of flips. They do a lot of short-term rentals. And they're very active in the space, in the education space. So they have a meetup group they call Re-Up up in Columbia, South Carolina. They do an excellent job with that network there and the group of people. And I've actually come and spoken on a couple of Noah's stages at his Re-Up events. And so I asked Noah to come on to Money Club Mondays because we were having a little conversation on Facebook earlier and it gave me this idea. But Noah was just talking about, hey, if you're doing private money lending, maybe don't just think about flips. There can be some good opportunities lending when it comes to rental properties and some of the pros and cons of doing some of the longer term lending on different deals like that. And that's one of the beautiful things about Private Money Club. And we've done previous trainings about this are, there's different deals to fit whatever you're looking to accomplish. Maybe you want to do short term because you want to get your money back quick, or maybe you're just looking to use an IRA where the money's going to sit forever anyways. So why not lend it out long term? And that's the beauty of Private Money Club is there's all these different options and opportunities and types of deals that'll fit whatever you're looking to accomplish from the lender side. So I asked Noah to come on just to talk a little bit more about what he's doing with that and what they kind of see going on with the market right now, things maybe you guys can start thinking about in your heads, because right now the markets are all over the place. The Dow is booming again today, but God only knows it's going to drop like a rock again very soon, probably. So, we're looking for this consistent, predictable returns. And Noah, that's kind of what you said in your post. Right now, consistency and predictability is a lot more powerful than kind of shooting for the moon. You know what I mean? Going for those huge returns. Let's just stabilize our money right now in this crazy volatility. So, and then I know that you're doing a training coming up in a few weeks also, all 100% on private money lending. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that also. So thanks for being here, Noah. What's up, man?
What's up, Steven? Thanks for having me on. Like, I love everything that you and Chris do. I'm a private money club member. One of my favorite lenders is also here in the private money club. And I just love seeing what you guys are doing. And I'll tell you, my wife and I do come from like an education background as far as like coaching and seminars and workshops and things like that. I love that stuff. My wife hates it. So even though she's in it all the time, she's always she's like sometimes over it, some of the stuff we go to. But when I'm listening to your webinars and Chris is on talking about everything that's going on in the world, Christy is always like, I agree with 100% of what that guy is saying. And I kind of did this like double take. I'm like, you agree with everything someone is saying? I was like, all right, get over here, but we just love you guys. So it's cool to be a part of the community and just keep it up, man. I'm loving the app and everything that's going on. It's really cool to see. And Chris always says like that it's relationship based, right? Like I see him on Facebook talking about like a dating site for people who want to borrow and people who want to lend, right? Like the Tinder for private money club. And private money he's exactly right. Like it is relationship based. So just one of the things I've been trying to do a better job of as a borrower is going back to all of my lenders, because I probably have like 24 different people conservatively that we've used over the last 10 years, and going back to the people I haven't worked with in a while and just touching base, seeing what's going on, and kind of figuring out why we stopped using them, and in the best way, because they depend on us too, just as much as we depend on them, they depend on us. Because I'll ask them, hey, what have you been doing with your money? And they're like, nothing. Like, what we did was great. Like, I wish we could have kept going. And what I found was, like, Christy and I, like, we're a very boutique kind of company. Like, our goal is we always have 2 to 3 properties going at the same time. Like, we're not trying to be 100 properties a year. If we do 10 or 12, like that's a comfortable year for us, because we're focusing a lot on our kids and our family and things like that. But it's hard for me to keep the deal flow in demand with how many people want to lend money when it comes to flips, because we only want to do so much. But we are continuing to add to our rental portfolio. So the conversations that I was having with all of my lenders was, hey, we want to put our money to work. And I'll give you guys like some really good advice here. That what's worked for me. It's all about finding out what your borrower wants or what your lender wants. Like, if you want to be a great borrower, put your lender on a pedestal and just give them what they're looking for. And with real estate, what's cool is we can do that. You're looking for something short-term, great. You're looking for something long-term, great. And what I've done is I've kind of created like outline where I'll show them, hey, look, if we put your money to work right now in a flip at 10%, well, in 6 months, we're going to sell that house. And then now we got to go out and find you another house. I can't guarantee that. That might be 2 or 3 months, and you're not my only lender, right? So it might be a while before we can put your money back to work. And people like working with us because we have a 100% track record. But it's like, hey, if we are buying rental properties, so instead of like waiting around and in the time value of money, just sitting there waiting for that perfect 10, what if we could put your money to work right now at 8%, give you a monthly interest check? Is that something that you'd want to do? And what I'm finding is that a lot of people are really excited about that and saying yes. So if you're looking to borrow or build your rental portfolio, like, there's no reason why you couldn't start using private money lenders to do so. And that was what my post was about this morning. Steven was like, oh, this is awesome, come talk about this. So that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, and we're seeing more and more of that in the private money club too, with some of the other guys like Dwight and Steve Lawson up in Indy, and Dwight, that does a lot of the real estate around the Carolinas, like you guys, and Alabama and there, and they're doing a lot of the lease options and seller finance, but doing it long term with private lenders. And it's working great, because if you do, I mean, like you said, 10% annual, But if you get your money back in 5 months and it takes 30 days to get it out again to the next deal, you get it back in 5 months. Now you're waiting 30 days. And that's if you're lucky getting it back out in 30 days. So now that 12 months of interest is really 10 months worth of interest. So that 10% is really like 8%. So why not just do it at a little lower interest at 8%, but long-term for multiple years, where it's truly a little bit more passive in that way too? Because, while it's not hard to underwrite a deal or, build it, especially once you have a relationship, that part's kind of easy. But at the same time, if you could just set it and forget it, why not? So
exactly. And I just keep thinking about all that stuff that you show when you come and speak at our events or on these webinars, where it's like the power of like interest and your money consistently working. It's like, why wouldn't you do that? And especially with right now and the times being so uncertain, it's like, hey, if I can guarantee you this interest, I don't like to use the word guarantee, but if this is how the loan's set up, for the next 5 years, you're getting a check every month, is that something you'd want to do? And especially with the IRAs, like you said, people love it.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on what's going on with like you guys' market. I mean, you're in Columbia, South Carolina. That's just been booming. It's been off the charts. Like they've really fixed that area. I mean, they've really improved that area, it seems like. And you got a lot of people moving there. It seems like I constantly keep seeing posts. I don't know if it's because of your network that I'm in now, but
Yeah.
I've seen all these posts, like people moving to like South Carolina. I'm like, what's going on there? But what do you guys like? Are you guys slowing down at all? I mean, what's your market look like? So that's A. And then B, or go ahead. Let's talk about that for just a second.
Yeah. If you talk to the realtor, they're freaking out a little bit, right? They're not sure what's going to happen, or, our world's good, man. Cause we stick to the fundamentals, like, just like you and Chris talk about all the time. It's like when we're buying properties, we're buying them at a discount. I'm taking these things into consideration. I'm making offers. People are taking them, right? Super, super low. We have a great track record because we're very particular with our buying criteria. So I think as long as people are very particular, saying, hey, look, if the real estate market takes a 20% drop, we still have another 30% in equity in this. These are the types of deals that we're doing. I love South Carolina, particularly Columbia, because we've never had this like hyper market. Like it's always been slow and steady. And it's during the good times, it's kind of like, because you see people in different markets where it's like, oh, I bought a house, I put a little bit into it, it's worth 200 grand more. Like that doesn't happen in our marketplace. So like every dollar that we earn, we really do earn it through negotiations with contractors, through negotiations with the sellers, and just being smart about the properties that we're buying. But yeah, a lot of people are moving to South Carolina. Columbia is right in the middle of Charleston, Greenville, Myrtle Beach, kind of in that triangle area. Yeah. We're 2 hours away from the mountains, 2 hours away from the beach, but we don't have those Charleston prices, and there's more and more Buffalo Bills fans moving here every single week. You can see the red, white, and blue everywhere. So it's a good thing.
That's awesome, man. It's a cool market. I mean, that you guys are in there, and you've been doing this for a long time. I mean, you were ahead of your day. I mean, you guys moved to Charleston years ago and have been doing real estate there. I mean, so you've been working with, private lenders for a long time. You have a ton of experience with it. I mean, what's your track record with private lenders? Have you ever not paid any back? Are you 100%?
We are. I'm so proud of the best thing I can say about Christy and I's real estate business is that, have we lost money on deals? Absolutely. Do we have 100% track record on paying back our lenders with their interest? Absolutely. And that's what I'm most proud of, being able to say that, because there's a lot of people, they try to jump in. They don't take the time to educate themselves, or they think just they're going to lend money to someone just because they have a big name or whatever, and, sometimes, my dad used to say all the glitters isn't gold, sometimes. So you just got to be real careful. And that's something that we've done and we're really proud of.
Yeah, man.
Always put the lenders first.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's all about the relationship, and that's how you stay in the business for years and years and years and years. And you guys have seen it. You saw 2008, 2010. I mean, you guys were in the business, so you've seen it.
Yeah, we have, and when people, and I think that adds to like our just like remaining slow and steady and calm, is like we've seen the worst of the worst, and we learned a lot from that time, and we're in a good position to take advantage of whatever the market does, whether it stays the same, goes down, up, whatever. It doesn't. We're excited.
Now you guys do a lot of short-term rentals, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're having some challenges in Colombia with the different rules and regulations they're putting in place. But outside of that, Are you seeing any slowdown in the short-term rental market? I've heard this from some other people. That's why I kind of wanted to ask your opinion, because I know you guys are in it yourselves, but also your community is very heavy in the short-term rental. So are you guys seeing that at all, a slowdown in it, or what are you seeing?
You know, it's interesting. I think the type of it's all still so new, you know,
Mm,
and I've seen people that are buying stuff on the lake and they're short-term renting, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now it's wintertime. Let's see how that goes. I'm genuinely curious, right? Downtown Columbia, the city of Columbia within city limits is trying to put restrictions and laws in place, and that's fine. That's good. We'll see how that goes. There's so many other areas within our city and little towns that are open to it, and I think that business is going to thrive here and will continue to thrive here for a long time, because we've got an SEC school that's doing pretty good now with the new head football coach. We got the government, we've got Fort Jackson basic training camp. So we got a lot going on here. I don't see that really going away. And the Airbnbs that we have actually been doing better than ever. So that's good. One thing that we are doing is we're shifting though to not just Airbnbs, but a lot of our properties are short-term corporate rentals. So whether it be travel nurses or people that are here for government contracts or jobs, and we're getting close in the amount of rents to Airbnb, but again, it's about consistency. I like knowing that I'm getting paid every month. So I would much rather take a little 1-bedroom apartment and make $2,000 a month every single month, knowing that money's coming, than saying, hey, we could Airbnb it and maybe make 24, 25, and then, have higher turnover. So that's just kind of like where my mindset is at.
yeah.
Just like you diversify a stock portfolio, we diversify our rentals. We have our short terms, our Airbnbs, and we have long-term rentals as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the short-term thing's interesting to me, man. I mean, I've never really studied like hospitality or the hotels or anything like that, but it's got to correlate, right? Like if hotels are doing well, it's kind of like Airbnbs are doing, as far as like people traveling. I mean, is that the way it works? I mean,
I guess so. I mean, I'm no expert either.
yeah. You guys are doing it though. I mean,
but I hire someone. This is a really valuable
too,
lesson.
yeah.
For a long time we were managing our own stuff, and we had cleaning companies, but we were the ones that were like looking at the numbers and price labs and whatever the heck the software is. And then I was like, you know what, like, let's just give it to the person, David Bergman, who you met at my event, who owned Hartwood Homes. And it's been doing awesome. So hire it out, hire the expert. They get money where we didn't see it. So basically we're still making the same, if not more, but we're paying someone else to do it because they know what they're doing, right? Which goes with everything in business, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I found it super fascinating. I mean, they talk about how they have this software and this ability to be able to like literally schedule out, years in advance, different holidays and festivals and events.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
And then that way you can and then they were saying how they'll you can get a discount for booking in advance as opposed to last minute, but except on those weekends where those events and things are happening, they purposely make it much higher because they can get that. So the demand. So I can see how using someone like that would make a lot of sense.
It worked right away. Same thing. It was like football weekend. I don't know when parents is here at University of South Carolina or whatever, but the computer does. Right. So just
ain't nobody got time for that,
Yeah.
Let them figure it out. So that's cool, man. I mean, I've always loved the short-term rentals. I mean, I love staying in them. So I'm always a fan of this is like common sense to me. Like, let me follow that route in everything that I do. And to me, like staying at these Airbnbs makes a lot of sense. And especially when you bring like my son with me, or you have people traveling, like kids, I mean, it's hard to beat them, outside of a resort or something. Even like resorts get so kind of gross these days. Customer service is through the freaking ground. I mean,
it was tough, man. It was tough when we were looking for venues for our meeting last July. It was like the hotels were hard to deal with, and for the people that stayed at the hotel, it was like, it's a nice Hilton brand, and you wonder why you're struggling. You know what I mean? It's like, get the customer service. Like what's cool is when it comes to Columbia, and I'd be the other markets, Columbia, South Carolina, when it comes to Airbnbs, it was like every Airbnb owner it averages out to be like 1.3. So it's not like it's like one big company coming in, they're doing all the Airbnb, or 2 or 3, right? It's cool to see like such a low average.
Yeah.
investment per person. It just goes to show you that a lot of it is like just the everyday person just trying to like figure out how to make money or how to figure out how to pay a bill or, plan for retirement, and so it's cool to see that everyone's really putting in the effort to make it a good experience for their guests, which is
Yeah, no,
important.
that it really is cool, man. You're absolutely right about that. And every time, the other thing about short-term rental, every time I feel like they're going to get kind of saturated, like everybody's getting into short-term rentals and everyone's buying and I'm doing them, and there's going to be no market because there's going to be just saturated in the market. But then you like go down the road and there's like these gigantic hotels right next to each other and brand new hotels being built all over the place. And you're like, well, these companies know what they're doing. So if they're putting in these multi-million dollar hotels and building these things all over the place, there's obviously demand there. So these little single Airbnb properties, I mean, that's not going to saturate the market, right? I mean, so it's just one of those things where you realize at broad scale, just how large this country really is,
It really is. And also for everyone that's on here too, like thinking about investing in them or doing, it's like, this is just an exit strategy.
Yeah.
And the reason why I told the city council this, Columbia City Council, I was like, hey, this is one little exit strategy where I can do this. It's not like this is going to be an Airbnb house forever. Like we're starting to sell off some of our Airbnbs and invest in other things. And so like, it's what's cool is it still allows us to buy property, fix it up that otherwise would have been vacant, dilapidated, code violation, ugly, fix it up, fix up the neighborhoods. We Airbnb for a year or two, and then we turn around and sell it to a first time home buyer or whoever wants to buy the property. Right. So like, just keep it in mind. It's an option, that keeps you flexible. Hey, you know what? It's the summertime. My flip's near the beach. Let's Airbnb. Let's cash flow the heck out of this thing. And then during the spring, when everyone's moving, we'll sell it or whatever, right? Just gives you more options, which is cool.
Yeah, that's great. And working with you as a lender, the cool thing is you guys understand that and you guys are always looking at that. And so, like you said, I mean, you might invest in a short-term rental with you guys, thinking it's going to be a long-term play, but then the money's too good not to sell it. You sell it, you cash them out and move on to the next one. But that's, as long as everyone's making money, man, that's what it's all about. So
for sure.
I didn't want to I don't know why this got into a short-term rental discussion, but it's just stuff that interests me. So thanks for your feedback, Noah, on that. So you got an event coming up. So we have a 3-day training coming up, Money School Essentials, 3-day training where we really get into, different types of alternative investments, real estate, using the banks. Our 3-day trainings just get into all things financial education. It's 3 full days. The same weekend on Saturday, though, Noah, you're going to do a virtual private money lending specific training, right? What is that, November?
Yeah, November 12th. It's like a half day type of thing. It's 9 to 3. And what's cool is, I just get bombarded with these types of questions from people.
Yeah.
And, I can only carve out 20 minutes a day for so many days where it just gets repetitive. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to hold a one virtual workshop. And I know you guys do such a great job with like the technical side of it. Like I've gone through y'all's education and you've got like the private, the perfect proposal that you can put together and everything. It's,
actually, so on that, Noah, so real fast on that. So the reason why I wanted Noah to come on and kind of talk to you guys about the training that he's doing is right now with PMC, we're really trying to, because of the way that the company's set up and what we're doing with it. First off, right now, there's 13 states that actually we're not even allowed to do business in right now. We're actively working on getting half of those done within the next 30 days. And then we'll work on the rest of them within the next 3 to 6 months. It's just, we're waiting on states to get back to us on some things. And it's just paperwork and paying some fees is all it really is. At the end of the day, you guys all know how that is. But what we're doing with PMC is we're just staying completely above the board, legal on everything. So it kind of ties my hands a little bit in some of the education and real world experience training that I can give to you. So we've like things like the perfect loan proposal, actually, no, we've actually had to pare that back too a little bit. And we're not focusing as much on that right now until legal and the states approve that we're allowed to use it the way that we're using it. So one of the reasons that I love that this is like perfect timing is because of our handcuffs. I feel like you could come in and really kind of fill in that gap right now where I can't provide maybe some of this education that people really need right now that are getting into private lending. And then you're such an expert at it, and your training style. I mean, you taught with Kiyosaki for years, and I love your training style when it comes to all this stuff. So I figured, hey, if I don't even know what you're charging. It's very inexpensive though. And so whatever it is, like I figured if anybody wants to really get into the nitty gritty about actual lending, and like you said, you've worked with dozens of lenders over the years for many, many years. So you could really get into this is I assume you're going to get into contracts and everything, or maybe you can tell me what you're
for sure. Everything A to Z. I didn't realize. Yeah, game on. You guys want to learn? Come learn. I can actually add stuff that I wasn't even teaching. If we want some more technical stuff, like I'll go real deep with you guys if you want me to. But we've got a lot planned. So from 9 to 3, Saturday to 12, I'm gonna share everything. And what I'm really good at is what I call effective communication. So it's one thing to understand, okay, there's a mortgage or deed of trust. There's a promissory note. I need to list them on the insurance as the lost pay. Those are all technical check the boxes type of stuff. But what I'm really good at, and what I love helping people do, is how to effectively communicate and answer questions that I know for a fact your lenders are going to have. And I know for a fact as a lender, you might have for a borrower. So for instance, if you're brand new, or maybe you've only done 1 or 2 deals, and a lender asks you, hey, how many deals have you done? And, what do you say to actually move forward and have them gain confidence in you as a borrower? If someone says, hey, is there a minimum? Is there a maximum? How do we gracefully set up a way to ask for the money? Or, so the communication side of things, if you want to learn what to say and some really ninja stuff, then this is going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll put the link in the text box there, Steven. It's $49. It's the price of a good book. So
okay. Nice. Perfect.
I just do it. It's I get all these questions. So the idea here was I wanted to be able to say, or if someone asked me a question, I wanted nobody to be able to say, well, I'm not going to take action or whatever. So it's I just made it so cheap. It's just get in the workshop. You're going to
yeah, we do the same thing. I mean, if you do something for free, people treat it for free, and it never works. And so I like the small little investment there. $49 is nothing. And are you recording it as well?
I'll record it. Yeah. I got an online course too, that I made for the same purpose. So if someone snags a ticket, they automatically get that. So if you're I got questions right now, they can hop in, go through the online course, dive right into it, and kind of prepare themselves. It's kind of like the textbooks for the virtual workshop, I guess. Right. And the webinar will be recorded and uploaded into the same spot. So everything's right there for people.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And we're recording ours too. So I know it's the same day. So if you're planning on coming to our 3-day, you want to check out Noah's also, you can kind of hop back and forth on Saturday a little bit. You're starting at 9. I think we start at 10 Eastern. So we're recording ours, you're recording yours, you can still hop on, but I know it's going to be really, really good. So I wanted to bring you on and introduce you to everybody on here, and just highly recommend that if there's any way you guys are looking to really hone in on your skills for private lending and borrowing, I mean, this is the training you want to be at for sure. So yeah, if you could put that in the chat box, Noah, that'd be excellent.
Yeah, I will, man. I appreciate the shout out, man. I wasn't expecting all this. I thought we were just going to chat a little bit about the private money, but yeah, if you guys want to learn, let's learn.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. No, well, I appreciate you, man. I'm going to get on and kind of walk through this website a little bit, since the platform is all new and we just launched it a couple of weeks ago. But does anybody have any questions for Noah? Do you guys want to ask Noah anything while you got him here? Been borrowing for years, been in the real estate business for a long time, trained with people like Kiyosaki over the years. I've known Noah and his wife for a long time, and just a great family and great people. And one of the other things, Noah, also I just wanted to add in saying goodbye is, I really appreciate what you guys do as far as a family standpoint. Like you said before, we don't do millions of deals because our family is so important to us, and you want to have that balance. And I feel like you guys do an excellent job with that balance, and that's something for me is very important. And so keep it up, man. I love you guys. I love your family, and thanks for being a part of the Private Money Club.
I appreciate it, man. We have a son with autism, and everything changed once we started having our kids, and we got boys, so they're off the walls. So you know what I mean? You got to make it count. At the end of the day, it's either you're going to do it or not. And when you're put in a corner and it's like, hey, you got someone to provide for and do, like, you're probably gonna make it happen, which is a good thing. So I appreciate you, Steven, Chris, and everything you guys are doing. So I'm a huge fan. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, one question here, for the rentals, are you doing first lien position on those, or what's
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yes.
And do you have anything available right now? I mean, is there anything in PMC?
I
Or you
always
guys?
have stuff popping up. I will never, I don't want to say never, never, but anytime someone wants to lend me money, I will always try to make it happen for them if we've never done it before. Never want to say no. So if someone has interest in that, I'm in the club. Hit me up in the club, and I'll and we can talk. I always got stuff coming and going. So
All right, cool, man.
Yep.
All right, and then Noah put the link for the private money lending training in the box. So that's perfect. All right, cool, Noah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm
Have
gonna
a
hang
great
out for a
day.
little while. I want to catch up too. So I'll be in the chat box and stuff for a little while for sure.
All right, awesome, man. We'll see you soon. So has anybody been using the new website? Has anybody been on there? Do you guys have any feedback? I'm just curious in the chat box. If you do, put in the chat box and let me know. Quite honestly, I haven't spent a whole ton of time on here. I've been, since we got back last week, just been swamped. But like I said, we've had a bunch of meetings all last week with our tech teams and our developers and our internal staff, and we're working on a bunch of stuff right now. But let me just kind of walk through it real fast. So so this is the new landing page, Private Money Club. If you're not a member yet, you'll have the option to be able to join right here. But just talking a little bit about, we now have over 300 members, lots of new deals. I don't even know if this is updated. Lots of new deals going in there every day. Well over $20 million has been lent out already. Just some different options, different sample deals that we see popping up right now. So this is just kind of the landing page. So if you wanted to become a member, you have a few different options. So you can join for free, where you can log in and kind of just, walk through some of this stuff. You're not going to see any details or, be able to contact other people or anything like that, but you can kind of walk through the site and take a look at some of it. I think some of the education might be on there if you just want to start learning a little bit about the basics, like what is private money lending. You can join as a free member. Otherwise, it is apparently still $9.97 a year. Although that price might be up by now. It's going up to $14.97 a year, just so everybody knows. It should have already started that increase. So if you're still at $9.97 and you're thinking about joining, I would join right now, and that will lock you in for at least 3 years at $9.97 a year. And then after that, it could pop up, or we keep it in. We don't know yet. But other than that, starting later this week, at some point, the price will be $14.97 a year. And then it'll be $1,500 a year from that point forward. Right now, these are the states that we are not doing business in as far as being able to post deals. So I live in Florida. I can actually lend my money from Florida to other people, but I cannot post any of my own deals to borrow money from Florida right now. Now, Florida is an easy state to fix. And like I said, our lawyers are actively getting Florida on board, as well as a handful of these other states. Jersey, I believe, New York, I believe. One of these was a strange one. North Dakota, I think, was kind of a strange one, but the rest of them shouldn't be too hard either. California even is not even that bad. Arizona is an easy one. We'll have on board very, very soon. So what I would recommend is, if you're in one of these states looking to borrow money, just join now at the $9.97 a year, and we'll have these on board relatively quickly. And if we don't, we'll just give you your money back. But that way you'd lock in the $9.97. You don't have to worry about it. All right. So once you're a member, all right, so when you log in, just some different things. You're gonna have a little screen pop up, kind of different deals that they recommend maybe taking a look at. We have a little interest calculator here. So if I'm lending, so if you're looking at 10% annual, that would obviously be 12 months. And so if we calculate that, that's, on $200,000 loan at 8% will be $1,300 a month coming in. But that would be coming in $1,300 a month for the next 5 years. For example, if we did it like on a 5-year rental property with Noah or something of that nature. So a little calculator to kind of show you, hey, how much do I need? All right, well, this is how much I know that I need to lend. If I need $2,000 a month coming in, then I know I need to lend $200,000 at 12% for that to make sense. So you can play around with that right there. But anyways, all right, so when you first log in, you're going to want to go in and like change your profile, get yourself set up. So just put some of your information in. And again, these are some of the little tech things that I wanted to point out. So you can see like the contact name is not really showing properly. Some little things like that. Your company name doesn't allow you to put that in there like that. So these are little things that we're aware of. I just wanted everyone to know that we'll have fixed pretty easily. The development team is working on all that right now. And you can just change, what your role is. If you're primary a lender, are you primary a borrower? How much are you looking to lend? How much are you looking to borrow? You can go in and, let's say I want to be friends with Dave out of Colorado. I can hit add contact, then we'll become friends. So Dave was at the experience launch party in Utah. Craig was at the experience launch party in Utah. Who else? Hannah wasn't, but we should be friends. Tess was there. Gene was there last time. Pam was there this week or last weekend. Right. So you can go through and kind of add friends and update your profile picture. Claire is one of our favorites down in Arizona. All right. But make sure you go in and you update your profile, put a picture in there, let everybody know who you are and what you're looking to do. And that's going to be important because when we go to borrow money or we go to lend money, this is our first introduction to each other. So what's new, Steven? So I just wanted to write doing a live demo of PMC on Money Club Mondays right now. Post update. And then within the community, everybody will see that's kind of what I'm up to right now. Or I can say, working on a new flip, not in Florida, right? So working on a new flip, looking for about 150K at 12% for 6 months soon. We'll post full details when ready. So this way, if I'm a lender, hey, Steven's got a deal that he's working on right now, a new flip. He's looking for, how much I have, and that's a good interest rate. So this is something I'm going to reach out to Steven and say, hey, I saw you got a new flip coming. I'd love to know more about that. Please keep me updated once you have it available and send me the deal spec sheet and the perfect loan proposal and all that good stuff. So you can start playing around on there, kind of letting people know. And then right now it's direct messaging, but the full message board will be available and on the site here very soon as well, hopefully within the next couple of weeks here. So that way we kind of have joint communications, some Q&A and stuff like that on there. So we can look at my deals. If you have any deals that you've posted, you'll have them all tracked right here. So this was just an example I did with Steve Lawson about a year ago. That's why it shows under here. This is just my demo account, just so you guys know that I use. But so again, some little things you can see how the way that looks doesn't exactly look right. So these are the little technical things that we're aware of, just so everybody knows. And then as your deals are here, as they get funded, if they're active, you'll be able to track, okay, these are the people that lended me money on this deal, and this is how much it was, and this is when it happened, or these are my active deals, or these are ones that did not get funded through Private Money Club. But it'll give you a place as a borrower to kind of keep track of all the deals and all the private money lending that you're actively doing. Any favorites that you have. So as you're going through looking at deals, you can hit your favorite deals and keep track of them there so you can come back and kind of keep an eye on all of them. Borrower tools. This was, again, something that legal told us we're not allowed to use right now. So we have a bunch of borrower tools to help underwrite deals and help with like perfect loan proposal and stuff like that. So we just had to take that down for right this second until we get the final approval, and then that'll go back up very soon. Of course, your network. So anybody you become friends with, you can go through and take a look at everybody real quickly and reach out to them, say hello. So a lot of you guys know Bob. He was at the launch party and at the experience. So if I want to do a public message where everyone can see it, if I want to private message them, I can pick how that looks. All right, so that'll get all tracked right there, and you can do all the fun stuff. You can send emojis. So pretty fun little messaging platform. And then it'll let you keep track of stuff too. So we can start a new conversation. Let's say I want to text Chris and Andrew. Can do a little group text here. So we can do all three of those. So the group texting is nice too, because then if I have a deal that I'm working on, let's say that there's multiple lenders on one deal. Well, I can start a group text with everybody to keep everyone on the same page. Hey guys, we've raised all the money. We're waiting on paperwork from one of you, and everybody can kind of work together. So there's different things we can do with that as far as that goes, we can share documents. So if we need to like send over a deal spec sheet or something like that, we can do that all very securely and easily within the website. All right, so you can see another little technical issue. I can't get out of this right now. So these are the little things, guys. This is what happens when you develop something that's never been done before and you release it out to the world. There's all these little things that happen that we are in the process of fixing. So again, appreciate everybody's patience. We fully understand it. We'll fully make sure we take care of everybody, and no worries on that. And just let us know if you spot any other errors like that. So just so everybody knows, if there are any challenges, you can email this. It's support@privatemoneyclub.com. So if anybody has any questions or needs anything at all, wants to share with us any errors you're getting, anything like that, just send that to support@privatemoneyclub.com and we'll take care of it for you. All right, so those are just some different things you can do as far as your profile, the networking, looking at your various deals and whatnot. Up here, any notifications you have, just like on any other social media site. So, different friend requests. So just like you saw me requesting people, this is where people can request we're friends. So I can accept the friendships. What's up, Mitch, Marina? All right, so this kind of tells me what's going on with the site. Now, what do we want to do? So this is kind of like the home page, as we call the dashboard. So right now I'm lending, let's just say I'm lending, let's say I had 250,000, I lended out 200. Now I got 50,000 left, 25 to 50. So I can change that right there. So that way on my profile, when people are looking at me, they know exactly how much money I have and how much I'm looking to lend. So investment range right there, $25 to $50,000. So from here, what we can do is, if you're looking to get funding for a deal, you're going to post a deal. Watch this video right here.
So borrowing with the perfect loan proposal. Let me tell you a little bit about this. I've been in the game a long time. I've raised millions of dollars for hundreds of deals. And one of the
So you can watch that. Chris will just talk a little bit about best practices, ways to do this, just generally speaking. Again, if you really want to get into like ninja stuff, definitely take advantage of what Noah's doing in a couple of weeks. But as you go through the site, you'll see little videos like this on here that talk a little, like they're little 2 to 3 minute videos that just give you more information on what you're doing. So if you're posting a deal, here's some things. If you're borrowing, here's some things to look at. So we have these little videos built in throughout the site, just giving different ideas. So just like on Zillow or anywhere else you would post a deal, your deal title, make it something that's exciting, something that somebody's going to want to click on. Give it a good description of the property. What are some of the features of it? What's the price? What's the property type? So you just kind of go down through this and pick the different things. So we just do some different things, some basics on it. Then we can get into details. So if we have a property, the address, bedrooms, it'll generate it on Google Maps for you. Year belt, square footage, hit continue. So it'll just walk you right through any documents that you want to do, any media, pictures. The more pictures, the better. Right now it's stopping at 10, but we're increasing that also. And you can see up here, you have the little, so your basic information, your details, your media, and then the last page will be all the financials. So this is the different details about the property. And then from there, we can go ahead and post it. So it's some very easy, just walks you through step by step. All right, so you can see up here that little dot just happened. So Craig has accepted my friendship request. If you remember a minute ago, I requested Craig's friendship. So then it lets me know what's going on up there within the site. All right, so if you want to browse some deals, click this. You can see some newest deals. You can search different types. So right now it's only property. But if, at some point we're going to expand this out to different types of property, businesses, cars, who knows? But right now it's all property. And then, you can take a look at completed listings if you're curious, like what's been done prior, or just look at active listings or all. So for me, I'd like to look at active listings, and you can search. If there's something specific you're looking for, you can search for it there. Otherwise, just come through and kind of just search, sort by newest deals, by name, by price, different options there. So I'm just looking for newest deals. So this was posted today. So October 24th, which is today, coastal investment, 182,890 total needed. So Sneads Ferry, North Carolina, shrimping village, restaurants, quiet vacation spot between Wilmington and Jacksonville, a few miles from the inlet by boat on this intercoastal waterway creek. near Topsail Beach, waterfront property ready for a flip and high return. So this is from Bobby Tyndall, which is one of the REI tactic guys, which they are killing it, man. Him and I was just talking to Jared, one of his partners, on Friday, and they've got a bunch of deals coming up, he told me. So look out for these guys posting in Private Money Club. They got a lot going on and they're doing a great job. And Noah, I know that they're in your community also, in your network also, Noah. So they're doing a great job. So you can see how Bobby did a great job here, coastal investment. If I see that, to me, man, I love anything on the coast because they're not making more land or building more property, or they're not making more coastline, right? So anything close to the coast, there's not going to ever be more of it. So for me, that's awesome. But so you can see, you put different pictures on here. So we take a look at what the thing looks like now. Looks like your typical flip property. Cute little place. Nice backyard. I'm sure they can make that look pretty. So you can see good location, 3 bedrooms, user certified, 2017. And you can just read some different information. So you got your description, you got your financials. So they're putting about $100,000 into it. The ARV, you hear us talk about that. The after repair, after rehab value is $750. So if I do the quick math, they got about $290 into this thing, worth about $750. So, right off the bat, hell yeah, that's got a lot of equity. That looks good. We just want to learn a little bit more about it. So that's why when we would go over to property, so different property details. And then if I wanted to look at the actual documents, it gives me some options down here. So if I click that, open it up. So you can see this is the term details that they're looking for on this thing. So if I start up at the top. So they're doing interest only, 12% annual interest paid monthly, 6 months optional extension to 2 months. So looking to pay you back within 6 months, possibly an extra 2 if needed. Lien options for lenders. If entire purchase price and rehab is funded, it's first position. If it's a percentage purchase is funded, then it's shared first position. Or they can do a hard money lender and you only rehab part of it for a second lien position. So this right here, I would look at, okay, what makes the most sense? And what I would do is I would call Bobby, or I would say, hey, I'm interested. I'm interested in more information. Can we schedule a call to discuss? Send message or something else. Just want to let him know. Just using him as a test subject here. So you can see as soon as I hit send on that, it goes right over into my message list that we were talking about a minute ago. So that way Bobby knows, hey, I'm interested, and he's going to be a reply right back. We can schedule a call. He can send me more documents if I wanted to, things like that. If I want to go back to it, I just click that, come right back to the site. So you can see right there, continue chatting. So I know that, hey, I've already talked to Bobby about this deal once. Let's continue chatting about it. And you can see put a couple other different documents here too. So this is a little more about the property spec sheet, just some different specifics on what that looks like. If I want to go back and look at more deals. There we go, right back to where we were. So it looks like Bobby posted another deal yesterday, 2 other ones yesterday. So like I said, those guys are just killing it right now, doing an awesome job. Blue Ridge Beauty. So a lot of the in like the Blue Ridge Mountains. No, you're in South Carolina. Those guys are in North Carolina. This looks like Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia. Beautiful place, man. Beautiful place. Can't beat it this time of year either with the fall leaves and everything. So Blue Ridge Beauty. So here's another 12% interest annually, first lien position, $160,000. Cool looking property. So it's cool. So you can read a little bit more about it. And the same thing. Hey, I'm interested. Let's talk about that. Is this still available? I want to see a loan proposal. What's that look like? So that's it. I mean, it's as simple as that when it comes to finding these properties. This is where it's located. It automatically generates that for you. See the quick claim deeds. So that's what, they posted showing they have the property. If you want to learn a little bit, you can go to the learning platform. So this is something else you're going to see change drastically this week. We're taking some of this out of here. We're adding a bunch of new content once it's approved by the attorneys. But for right now, go in. You can kind of watch some of the different videos. There's the private money guide audio version on here. There's some other bonus content and stuff. So definitely check that out. The learn section, there's some good stuff in there. Again, connect is just finding members. So if you're looking for lenders, So if I have a deal, I'm looking for lenders, maybe I need 100 to $250,000. I can hit search and it's only going to show me lenders that are set for that criteria. You just want to search everything. See, Alden, he was active 4 minutes ago. So you can go through and start to meet with the different members. You can message them. So let's say I wanted to be friends with Larry Steinhaus. Hit connect. So then when he accepts my friendship, it'll tell me that. And then in the meantime, I can go in and let's do a public message. And this is part of the platform that's going to look a lot better soon, is the group messaging and everything. All right, post in. So I could post it in a profile or a group. And I always do profile, hit post. That'll kind of just post it in, the activity of everything that's going on with everybody right now. All right, so different fun things you can do with that. The other thing I wanted to point out on here is there is a rating system. So you can see the ratings and the reviews. We did not start this back on the old platform. So any reviews are going to be brand new from just in the last week. And so that's why you're still seeing 0 on everything. But the way that the rating system is going to work is you're going to be able to submit a rating and a review on another member, but it's going to be anonymous. So if you see Larry has a 5-star rating, you'll know that he has, a 5-star rating, but you're not going to see who gave him that 5-star rating. And so that way, we want to have honest feedback on members, because if I have a bad experience with Larry and I post a 1-star review, well, I don't want him to, try and get revenge on me and give me a 1-star review also. I want true, honest feedback on the site. So you're going to be able to review people, but do so anonymously. And we're going to keep an eye on that to make sure that things are honest and correct and people receive the right ratings that they deserve. But that'll be a big deal, because if you have a borrower that has a bunch of 1-star ratings, well, what are they doing to these lenders? Why are they have those low ratings? Well, that's probably not somebody I want to do business with. And so you as a borrower or a lender, you better be doing what you say you're going to do and performing the way you say you're going to, so you can keep your rating system, because you get low ratings, it's going to kill your ability probably to do business within the club. So you want to make sure you're doing business the right way. And those are the only people we want in the club, are 5-star people. So, so I'm good with that part of it. But so that's going to be a big part of this new platform also, is the rating and review system. So that way you can go on and find people to work with, not only that meet your borrowing or lending criteria, but people that have experience with this, that are doing well and doing things right within the community itself. All right. And then house folios is something that's new also. So we'll talk more about this later, but house folios is basically a way to analyze and manage deals. And it's going to be part of Private Money Club. So you're going to receive a few free analytics, and then there'll be a membership option for it. But again, that's something that's down the road and not quite ready yet. But that's going to be used to help underwrite deals and make sure that deals are good and stuff like that. So I just wanted to kind of go over the basics, like I said today, of what's going on with Private Money Club, just some of the new, look of it, what that looks like. But get on there if you're a member, play around on it. Please give me feedback, send me emails. Email support@privatemoneyclub.com with any errors or issues or problems that you're having, so we can continue to fix it and make it better and better for you. Like I said, we are actively working on stuff right now, but we want to get your feedback. We want you to be part of this process. So I appreciate everybody being here today. Does anybody have any questions? Is there anything I can answer before we hop off here? Hopefully this helped. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting Noah, and definitely take advantage of his training. If you're able to, $49 is going to be well worth it for what he's putting together on that Saturday. And then of course we have our 3-day training that same weekend also. We'll talk more about that later in the week. How many of those books have you read behind you? Let's see. This one's a beast. 7 Games to Money, Money Master the Game. I haven't made it through all of that one. I've listened to probably 75% of Dalio's new one, Changing the World Order. So I have the audio book and the physical of that one. I've read all the Rich Dad series, all the Becoming Your Own Bankers. Let's see. Most of these, the Go Giver, that's the one that Burr always talks about, the Go Giver. He said he's read it 10 times in the last 2 years. I haven't read it that many times, but definitely a good book. Eat That Frog. Brian Tracy, that's a good one. But I got a bunch more books on my other bookshelf I was telling you about a minute ago. Oh, Barry wants me to play some guitar too, huh? All right, have some fun here. I'm not doing that right now. All right, guys. Busy week this week, a lot going on. We got a full schedule for you Wednesday with What the F Happened, Wealth Webinar. I believe we are going to do the Money Multiplier training tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern. So join us for that. Or if you have anybody that you want to introduce to Infinite Banking and the Money Multiplier, send them tomorrow, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to do an introduction to Infinite Banking and what that looks like. And actually, I have a new presentation that I've been working on, and I think I might do it tomorrow night for the first time. So if you have anybody that's looking to get into that stuff, send them to that tomorrow. Send them to our webinars Thursday or Wednesday. And we're still looking at rescheduling the Thursday business building and precious metals webinar, but we'll have that coming back out in just either November, probably in November, actually. But join us for the rest of the week. If you need anything, give me a shout, send me an email. Hope you guys crush it today, crush it this week. And thanks for being here and supporting the Private Money Club, being members of the Private Money Club. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.